You know that when somebody makes sort of idea, sometimes we too have to respond them in parallel way. Uh, yeah, agreeing that we are also experiencing the same type of thing. So when responding in parallel way, actually there are two different ways of responding without using also. But in our country, also is profusely used. It is very commonly used. So I'm not going to use also here. I advise even you to avoid without using also when responding parallel manner when somebody makes sort of idea. Somebody says that I'm happy. When somebody says that I am happy, if you too experience the same kind of thing, same kind of experience, then you have to respond in parallel way. There are two different ways of responding. Sometimes we can say I'm happy too. Or you can be abbreviated, like you can be very short or brief, like me too. Right? And again you can say so am I. When somebody says that I am happy, you can respond in parallel way, like I am happy too, oh so am I. So if you are going to be brave, you would say me too. You know that also can be used, but better avoid without using also here, as we are using it very commonly. And now you can see the structure here. When using to, it must be at the end. But when using so, it must be in front of interrogative. That's what initially we have to understand when using these two responses. Now you can compare your translation with mine. And if you have any issue or anything different, we can discuss. And second, I can't speak Tamil. I can't speak Tamil well. When somebody makes an idea of that type, negative kind of idea, even there we can respond in parallel way using two different patterns. You can say I can't either, or neither can I. Now you can see the structure there. Either can be used at the end of negative, and neither can be used in front of interrogative. So I want you that you know that when I send you some sort of translation, or when I send you singular sentences telling you to translate them into English, if you think that you can translate the same idea in two different ways, I expect you to do that. So that is what we have to do as we are going to improve our language. And they don't practice very often. When it comes to that idea, you can see they don't practice very often. That is also a kind of negative idea. When somebody makes an idea of that caliber, and we do want to respond in parallel way, there are two different ways of responding. You could say we don't either, or neither do we. They don't practice very often. We don't either. Neither do we. Right now, you can see that when it comes to negative kind of sentences, ideas, when responding, we can use either at the end of negative. And neither is used in front of interrogative. When using neither, we don't repeat not or no, as negativity automatically comes out when using neither. Now you can compare your translation with the way that you have translated. And if you want to question, or if you think that there are things for you to make clear, you can question. And the other one, he has a flute. Right? When somebody possesses something, actually there are two different ways of telling it. He has a flute. So she has a flute too. So does she. When using has to be the main verb, the relevant helping verb is does, and it is hidden inside the verb. Having understood that, we need to separate does out of has and place in front of the subject to make it interrogative form. So does she. And again, the possession can be expressed even by using either has got to have. She's got a flute. She has got a flute. Sorry, he has got a flute. Then you can say that she has got a flute too. So has she. Yeah, why we are being taught translations discerning the main topic? I agree. Yeah, because for you, that means we are going to introduce different kinds of simple topics of Buddhism. So earlier, that means after explaining, we are going to explain what Panchaskanda is, like that, or five aggregates, because we want to do it just to impart the terms, jargons that we have to use when elaborating an idea of that type, Panchaskanda or Skanda. But there are, that mean by giving these kind of sentences, I mean that you have to shape up your general English knowledge as well. For that purpose, of course, we can't use that kind of advanced topics. Those advanced topics are done. You know that you can explain or you can preach very comprehensively about Panchaskanda or five aggregates in Sinhala as you usually do it. But our purpose is to do the same thing in the English medium using relevant terms. But you know that we are going to use the relevant terms. But anyway, whatever the term we use when explaining or when you are preaching a particular sermon based on skanda or whatever, you have to make it very simple. But anyway, we have to use a certain type of terms in all there. That is the main purpose, because we are going to cover all the topics related to Buddhism. along with their terms. But here, of course, we are going to shape up your English. You know that we had a kind of diagnostic test, right? There we found that you have improved your English knowledge into certain level. You know some English. Most of you are quite okay, but there are certain areas to be improved in the language. So we are going to cover that part as well by doing these kind of simple things. This is kind of a strategy that we use so that you can understand the basic structures or patterns of the speech related to the language. So we have to identify very clearly the web of the language. The web of the language is developed with the help of different kinds of patterns. භාෂාවේ වියමන පිළිබඳ මූලික අදහස නිරවුල් කරගන්න මේ වගේ දෙයකට යන්න. So we want to make clear the web of the language by clearly comprehending different types of structures and patterns of the parts of speech of the English language. Likewise, anyway, you can ask you can question. So it is better if we can continue this in form of a dialogue. Right, you know that there's a particular saying in education. I would like to quote it to you. What you hear, you forget. What you hear, you forget. What you see, you just remember. What you do, you understand. So you know that if you listen to something, there is a possibility of forgetting it. But if you see that, sometimes you can remember it. But if you do something, you can comprehend it. You can thoroughly understand. That's why we want you to practically involve in doing sort of activities and making different suggestions and taking part in our discussions as well. Sandunican's type singular. Then I would say that Sandunican type singular. Then you would say Gayanican type singular too. So can Gayani. So if somebody makes sort of positive type of idea, and we would like to respond in parallel way positively, we can use either two or so. We can use either two or so. When using two, you can see how you can use it. And when using so, you can again see how we can place it. So likewise, we have to understand the pattern and again the sense or the idea which is developed with the help of that particular pattern. All the time we have to bind certain ideas along with certain patterns. That's what communication is. So by memorizing, of course, by memorizing words with sort of specific meaning, we cannot talk. Because words, you know that words have meanings. Communication is not telling the meaning of words. Communication is exchanging, transmitting ideas, attitudes, opinions. So for the purpose of communication, we have to understand different types of structures, patterns, along with ideas that we can develop with the help of those structures or patterns. Please question, you can unmute your mic and question anything. And I don't intend to go abroad. When somebody make that kind of negative idea, and you do want to respond in parallel way, you could say, I don't either, or neither do I. You know that you can use even also, but we have to avoid without using also, as we are quite used to using it. He did the presentation well. He did the presentation well. She did it well too. So did she. When responding, of course, we have to understand the relevant tense. Because sometimes we have to separate the helping verb out of the verb. If you don't have clear understanding regarding the tense, maybe we find it a bit difficult. So basic knowledge of tenses are vividly involved here. I've been to few countries. Right? Somebody says that I have been to a few countries. Then you would say I have been to a few countries too. I have been to a few countries too. So have I. මට තේ ටිකක් තිබ්බනම් හොඳයි. I would like some tea. I would like some tea. Then the person who is listening would respond, I would like some tea too. මටත් තේ ටිකක් තිබ්බනම් හොඳයි. So would I. You know that when it comes to would, of course, it has different usages. But here, whenever you want to make the idea of I want, in place of I want, we use would like, I would like. Right? Direct, that means simply looking at our language. We cannot say that I want some tea like that. I want some tea. We don't say like that.
Excuse me, so me can't we use this me too?
Yeah, me too, okay. You can be brief like me too. That is correct. I would like some tea too. Yeah, the same idea could be briefed like me too. That is correct. Actually, some of you had done it quite well. It rained here on Saturday, but anyway, I got only one response. But you know that if there are a few more ways of making the idea, actually better to come up with different ways of telling it, rather than being restricted to one particular way of telling it. It rained here on Saturday. It rained here on Sunday too. So did it on Sunday. So when talking about weather and climate conditions, there we do not have a particular subject. So we just use it to be the subject. It rained here on Saturday. It rained here on Sunday too. So did it on Sunday. And I hate mushrooms. I hate them too. So do I. Now you can see that when somebody makes sort of positive idea, you have two different ways of responding. I hate them too, using to at the end. And the other one, so do I, using so in front of interrogative. You shouldn't speak, I think. You shouldn't speak. You shouldn't speak either. You shouldn't either. Neither should you. So now you can see when it comes to negative, of course, you can use either at the end of negatives and neither in front of questions. So without looking at particular word, we have to see the structure itself. We have to observe the structure. We have to look at the structure. So you know that for the purpose of learning English, most of the time, we tend to pick up words. We tend to pick up single words with sort of specific dictionary meaning. Okay,